As part of my quest to GAMA Expo 2025, I am sitting down with Executive Director John Stacy and the President of the Board of Directors, Nicole Brady. Both of you, thank you so much for taking time to sit down with me.
Thanks for inviting
Pleasure.
us.
I am definitely excited for the expo. It's just around the corner next week. Tell me, how are things going on in Louisville?
Um, Things are going well for us. I mean, Louisville just had some flooding this past weekend, and we've been talking to our contacts there, and hopefully everybody's doing well there. I mean, they're still bailing out water and other things too, but um, I've talked to our people, and they've assured us that where we are is pretty much dry, so it's not should be much of a problem. Other than some road closures in and around Louisville itself, but overall preparations are going really well. The team's excited. We've matched last year's attendance with our pre-registration, so that's good. We had a record growth last year, so it should be our biggest GAMA Expo ever.
Wow, that's exciting. That's exciting.
My side of it is easy. John and his team do all the hard work, and the board of directors does all the forward thinking. So I just pretty much get to be a cheerleader and show up and then do my thing. So getting ready for Louisville is for me professional and taking care of media things, all the stuff related to the event. John and his team take care of, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, I know I'm pumped for it as well. But this past year, I became a member of GAMA, and through that, I learned a little bit about the organization. But could you, for those that don't know anything about GAMA, kind of summarize GAMA in a nutshell?
Sure, happy to do that. We are a trade association for people who are professionals in the tabletop game industry. And so we have everything from game designers to factories to publishers, retail wholesalers, media events, everything along that value chain. When an idea from a game lands on somebody's table, those people are involved in our association. And we come together to network, to do peer education, and to do advocacy work. And one of the big things we do is the GAMA Expo, which is our trade show every year. It's 5 days of seminars, workshops, playing game demos, the exhibit hall with over 300 exhibitors, and it's a great way to kick the year off.
So, oh, go ahead,
No, I
Nicole.
was just gonna say it's a place where everybody in the ecosystem gets to meet each other, see what everybody else is doing, learn about other parts of how things operate, and just really network and learn more about the industry and bolster the thing altogether.
Yeah, since this is my first year attending the expo, I kind of dove through the website and looked at all the events. And it looks like you have roughly around 230 events between presentations and seminars. Um, I know you have a lot of arms with Gamma, and there's tailored seminars for certain arms. What can I expect overall? Because this seems kind of overwhelming as a newcomer. Any advice for me?
The first thing is take a deep breath. It's a very warm and welcoming place. People are there to welcome you in the industry and to help support you. As you did know, we do have various tracks for the various membership divisions that we have. I mentioned them earlier. And there's a lot of peer-to-peer education, a lot of networking, and just get to talk to people and learn about where they are in the industry, and then maybe how you can make a new friend and someone help you with your career. So it's a great place to kind of launch your industry to the next level.
And what I tell people is to try to maintain your expectations of what you're trying to accomplish, and to go in and try to meet one new person and learn one new thing. Like that's generally what I tell people to do. And if you're going to be at any of the events, whether it's a seminar or one of the lunches or dinners or networking events, sit down with somebody you don't know. And since you're new to the industry, that's going to be pretty easy. You don't know that many people. But if you sit down with someone new and you're not necessarily going to remember their name tomorrow or later in the day because you've met so many people, but chances are they're going to remember yours because the people that have been there for a long time have less names to remember, less new names to remember. So it's actually, we tell people to just meet as many people as you can and really try to learn one thing. And if you walk away from that, then you've gained something by being there. And then you can follow up with the seminars that are recorded or learning things on site, learning things on the website, and just expand your knowledge from there.
Great. Yeah, I guess if I minimize the stuff that I'm trying to accomplish, it'll make it less daunting. So thank you for that. It's good advice. Appreciate it.
And you'll be surprised how much you actually learn, that just the little inner workings of how the pieces all fall together. Because a lot of people don't realize the different layers of how the whole process starts, how it goes. That creators, for example, that create the creator group. membership group consists of designers and artists and copy editors and rules writers, and there's all of these people just in this one group, and it's all people that contribute to one game. So it's not just a designer, there's a lot more that goes into it, and then the publisher and all that along behind it. So just learning some of those things of how all of it works together, it'll make a lot more make sense as you continue to learn new things.
Awesome. All right.
And I think you'll find this is it's a very creative industry, but it's also a very collaborative industry. People want to work together. They want to put out great new games. And so they want to talk to people. They want to be friendly. And so I think you're going to have a great time next week.
I am certainly excited. From everything I'm hearing, it seems like it's a very welcoming environment, and that leads me to my next question. Is I came across something called the New Horizons Fellowship Program, and that's something that you're bringing unrepresented groups and giving them kind of I guess, a mentorship into the industry.
Correct. This is a program we started 3 years ago at the Horizon Fellowship. It's a 9-month mentorship program where we bring people in our community who are either underrepresented or marginalized or don't have a voice. We bring them to the forefront and walk alongside them and pair them with somebody in the industry who's done the walk that they've walked already and help them along. And so it's a support network for them to get kind of started in the industry, to have we call it a glide path to success. And so we have 13 fellows this year. They're all retailers or publishers. We're looking at expanding it next year to include other membership groups. And so it's growing, and we're putting a lot of resources and time in, because it's a very important aspect of the association, is to uplift the whole industry. And this is one way we can do that.
That's
It's a
pretty
great
amazing.
program. Yeah, it's an incredible program. And I think, one of the things that GAMA is a member-driven organization and a member-led organization. So everything that happens is because of suggestions that someone has made. And the Horizon Fellowship Program is one example of that. It's one of those things that we tell people: if you see a need, or if you see someplace that something can be improved upon, please share those ideas, because that's how we become better as an organization, as a community, and as an industry as a whole. So we take those suggestions to heart. And in this case, it was something that we saw a whole lot of value and a whole lot of need for. And there's actually been an incredible amount of support from people, not just with monetary contributions to help sponsor these individuals, but also a lot of time and talent being put into mentoring them, having meetings with them, doing seminars for them to really prepare those people for this event that's coming up next week.
And
Awesome.
there'll be in the exhibit hall, we have a section aside, which is the Horizon Villas Pavilion, and they'll all be in there. So you can go and meet them, talk to them about their experiences and what their journey has been and what they've learned with this program. And we actually survey them every year. What would you like to know if we could do this all over again? And so we use that to iteratively improve the process every single year. And so I'm excited to talk to them myself, because I always learn something exciting from them every year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to just kind of seeing I don't know how you would put it, like a diamond in the rough. You have people that don't really have the support that bigger names have. And a lot of times there's a lot of creativity there that's not noticed until you dig. So that's cool. It's a cool thing you guys do. All right, next question I have for you. I did a little digging on both of you just because I was getting prepared for this interview. So, Nicole, I see that you've just recently became the president of the board of directors, right?
Correct.
Congratulations on that. That
Thank
must be
you.
exciting. And John, you've been executive director for 6 years now. Could you tell
Correct.
me what major changes in the board gaming industry have you seen over the past 6 years?
It's been a pretty dynamic 6 years, to say the least. So when I came on in 2018, we were a publisher association. You had to be a publisher, basically be a voting member. And so we've been that way for 40 plus years. And in 2020, we had a real conversation about where we were going as an association, where the industry was going, and how we were aligned, and we were not. It's a very dynamic industry, and we only represent a small portion of it. And so at that time, we had a very good conversation with our publisher members, and we voted overwhelmingly to open our doors to everybody in the industry. And we created 6 divisions at that point, which I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
And that has really changed the flavor and the tenor of our association, because all those new ideas coming in and all those new personalities and the new needs has really enthused our membership base. We've almost doubled membership in that time because of that. And it's really putting us on a really success path for the future. And the board recently sat down and started doing a 10-year plan Before it was like, what's next? What's next? Now we're thinking, what's really next, and what should we focus on over the next 10 years? So we're being more mindful in how we direct the association. And I'm excited to be part of it and where we're heading.
I'm excited to be part of it because I was there for the 10-year plan.
Yeah.
It's been really exciting to say where do we want to be tomorrow, and not how do we resolve this problem we had yesterday, but where do we want to be in 10 years and what steps are we going to take to get there? And that's really given us a different approach to how we handle some things. But what I really love about the change that came about by adding the 6 different membership groups isn't just more people and excitement, but it's an entirely different level of expertise that's coming in that really wasn't involved in the conversations before. For example, when media and events came on, that's the group that I'm in. I'm a member of the media. I have a website, and my the other board of directors member in media and events is she runs events. So we have 2 different levels of expertise, and we're able to bring our input and say, these are the challenges that we have in the industry. And these are some of the things, missteps or things that we have seen happen along the way, or we continue to see happen along the way. And we're able to share some feedback on how those kind of things can be improved. And all of the membership groups are now having a more collaborative effort and conversations in resolving a lot of the things that maybe have been holding back the industry as a whole.
Well, that's part of the collaborative spirit, correct?
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I think with the way that you guys have structured things now, it's only going to make the hobby that we love even better, and more accessible to more people, I believe. So yeah, this is all great.
It's exciting.
So one last question for you. It's my first time in Louisville, Kentucky. And I know this is your second time there for the expo. Do you guys have any recommendations of places to go, places to eat, anything that you can tell this newcomer?
Louisville is a surprisingly, I've lived 3 hours from there, but surprisingly a foodie town. We all know about Kentucky bourbon and all that sort of thing, but there's a lot of good food within walking distance of the convention center, within a couple blocks. If you look down Market Street, there's at least a half dozen restaurants within a 5-minute walk of the convention center that are really good food. One's called Mussel and Burger. I recommend that one for a mix of seafood and for burgers. But there's also a lot of vegetarian, vegan options there as well. And so I recommend to get out of the convention center and just explore the city and see what there is to. And if you're looking for cultural things to do, right across from the Gold House Hotel is the Muhammad Ali Center, which is a museum dedicated to the life of Muhammad Ali, which is a very fascinating individual. And I highly recommend that museum if you want to get out and explore either before or after the convention.
Okay.
And I personally don't really look at the restaurants around because, first of all, my schedule is incredibly busy. So I eat where I can when I can. But I'm also one of those people that's a big advocate for joining people that I don't necessarily know. But if there's a group going out to dinner someplace, and whether it's casual or whether they have a group reservation, if there's room for me to tag along, I like to do that because then I meet new people, I find new places. It really helps me broaden my network. And I encourage people to do those kinds of things. If you have an opportunity to just on a whim, someone says, "Hey, do you want to join us?" The answer is yes, you want to join them.
Okay. So meet as many people as I can,
Yep.
try to learn one thing and go to dinner a lot, right?
Well, eat as many times as you need to survive the really busy schedule. But
Get some sleep.
go with different people.
All right. Well,
I would also recommend that you download the app for the show. That has the most latest information, any schedule changes, help you plan your schedule through there. You can connect people in there. You can message people through there. It's a great tool to to maximize your experience at the show.
And when you download the app there, it'll actually label and it'll say things that are recommended for media, for example. But don't let that be a guardrail for you. If there's something you're interested in, or if you're interested in learning about game design, if you're interested in learning about the manufacturing process, if you want to know about IP law, there's all those kinds of different seminars that may not necessarily apply to you personally, but will apply to the network and what you're learning in the industry as a whole. So if you see a seminar that doesn't sound like something you need for media, but you're just curious,
mhm.
go. It's, especially if it's someone that you've heard people talking about how amazing the seminar is going to be because of a great presenter or because of the topic, then just go. You're not going to regret it.
Okay. So the recommendation isn't a qualification, it's just a recommendation of who this would benefit the most, is what you're
Yep.
saying.
Yep.
Okay. All right, great.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to sit down with me. With that expo around the corner, I know your plates are very full, and so I really appreciate the time. Anything else before we go?
I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and following along with your journey as and seeing your process through a new set of eyes.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking
Excellent.
forward to meeting both of you as well.
Excellent, definitely. And make sure you stop by if you're, I'm not sure when you're arriving, but we're doing a membership welcome on Sunday night at the Kick. It's an all general meeting for everybody. And they're doing a great kickoff on Monday morning with our keynote presenter, Dr. Liz, talking about creating inclusive spaces, and the Power Retailer Awards will be presented then too. So I really encourage you to attend that, learn about what stores are doing to be innovative across the country.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely be there on Sunday. So
Excellent.
make sure I'm present for both those things. So.
Great.
Cool. Well, safe travels and we'll see you in Louisville.
Well,
Well, this concludes my interview with John Stacy and Nicole Brady. Be sure to stick around to this channel for more GAMA updates and product reviews. Until next time, I'm Steve, your tabletop hero. Thank you.